old saying on the internet that's not necessarily popular, but has been passed around from time to time. Now, let's just say that you found something and that only you know what it is. And when I say only you know, I mean that you would even go and look it up on the internet and not even Google can help you out with the answers. So imagine that you would go and find something that is so obscure that it doesn't even have its own Wikipedia page. Don't believe me? Look up Knyacki.
Okay, to be fair, this is as of 2019, so maybe someone will later pop up and make a new article about it. But from what I could tell, Wikipedia has nothing regarding the subject of Knyacki. Well, technically there is, but, can somebody call a translator? But this is just to say that in this day and age, it's very unusual to find something that even Wikipedia doesn't know what you're talking about. Anyways, after further extensive research, I'm sure some of you are curious to ask, what is Knyacki in the first place? Well, funny enough, it's a children's cartoon. Created by Yuichi Ito, it stars a caterpillar who would go on little adventures with his friends. Probably the first time you've heard about it, but for many in Japan, this bug is quite a sensation since his debut in 1995, and still going strong to this day. So much so that he even won the Excellence Prize for Animation at the Japanese Media Arts Awards in 1997. So while American kids and abroad might be more familiar with the very hungry caterpillar, the Japanese would be crawling with Knyacki.
It's interesting how there are many in Western cultures that want to go and consume products and copy lifestyles that have been made by the Japanese, more so than the ones that are built in their own cultures. You know, like eat their food, go and emulate their fashion, and especially consume and watch their entertainment. And it's actually pretty interesting as well, because you would go and get some pretentious American walking around thinking that they know Japanese more so than anyone else. Like, they think they know everything about Japan, mainly because they're like super nerds about stuff like Dragon Ball or Naruto. But you know what's funny about that is that even with all of that still being consumed by many other cultures, there are still some things that are in Japan that are really popular there, but are practically unknown to anyone else. So imagine you go and meet up with those people, and you bring up something like Knyacki, and you'll see that they just become clueless. You know, they'll just go and ask, "The heck is Knyacki? I've never heard of it." Well, exactly, and that's what makes you not a Japan expert. But the good news, though, is that now we don't have to know anymore. We don't have to wonder about what Knyacki is, because we can finally go and answer that question right now. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get things started with
Knyacki!
I'm sorry, what?
Knyacki!
Yoki?
Knyacki!
Yummy?
Knyacki!
Nya? Okay, seriously, did they just bring in a bunch of kids and make them shout something completely random and name the show out of what they think that sounds like?
Anyways, let's get on with the show. In the series, each episode only lasts for nearly 5 minutes. However, they also each contain a handful of stories starring Knyacki, whether it be him exploring the big world, hanging out with his friends, or even going completely abstract where it treats Knyacki less like a caterpillar and more like a claymation figure. Along his adventures, he would often encounter some recurring characters, including a girl Knyacki named Pink-chan, a Bluto-like villain who always causes trouble, and another caterpillar girl that Knyacki got the hearts for. From there, the series doesn't have a full narrative or an ongoing plot with the characters. All we know about Knyacki is that he's an eccentric guy that loves to eat and meet new friends, and the show would go explore all different sorts of ideas, even if they don't connect to any form of reality.
say that Knyacki really is a show that's as simple as it can get. You got a stop-motion caterpillar, and the rest, well, it's up to the showrunners to go and fill in the blanks with whatever they can think of. But after seeing the episodes, I try to think about this, and it's regarding about a specific element, and honestly, the only thing that I could say is just no. And right now, I think it is safe to say that out of all the things that people have requested me to go and review, this is honestly the cutest thing that I've ever seen. This is absolutely adorable.
Seriously, look at him. He consists of just a blue long body, a yellow head, and 2 black lines for eyes with 3 little hairs. And yet, he's just so cute with how he moves and how he goes on these little scenarios. He's a lot like Kirby, where his design is as simple as it gets, but is effective in a way that he looks so soft and something that you just want to cuddle with. Another element that plays so much in this is just by how everything around Knyacki is so wholesome. It's extremely rare that he would go into any major life or death scenarios. Usually, the little stories would just be about how he tries to get a berry or when he meets a new bug. It keeps itself as a very simple cartoon, but it's very sweet with its execution, giving out a strong positive vibe to see how one little caterpillar is doing his best in everything he does. He can have his quirks, but there can be a bit of a relatable charm with the way that he can express a lot of emotion packed in that one little body. But what can be its biggest note in terms of quality is actually with the animation. On one hand, like I said, Knyacki has one of the simplest designs you can have for a character. But on the other hand, it's the kind of simplicity that can leave so much room for creativity, especially when the series would work with a variety of objects and have people be a part of the stop motion. Yes, there are times when clay would be needed outside of the characters, but it overall helps build the world of Knyacki to be similar to our own, showing that these adventures can happen in real life, but they're too small for people to notice. Plus, with the way that many segments go more in the weird than in a regular environment, it gives the series an extra element of surprise and really lets out the imagination of the animators where now their creativity knows no bounds. Also, what makes the animation more noticeable is how there is no dialogue throughout the series. Sure, Knyacki and his friends make little noises, but it's mostly through their pantomime that they express how they feel. At the most, some people would be speaking Japanese, or even at one point in English, but that's just in the backgrounds to enhance the environment.
While I have already expressed that this is more of a children's cartoon, it actually does have more of a family-friendly appeal that both kids and adults can actually go and like. It doesn't necessarily fall into the children's cartoon category or considered as like preschool programming or whatever, because it doesn't necessarily do any of those kiddie tropes. Like, it doesn't offer a lesson upon every episode, or it doesn't force kids to go and learn something. All it is just a simple little caterpillar on his daily life. Oh god, they killed Knyacki! Okay, I know what I just said, but still, it still counts as a children's program. One that would legitimately kill its main character on screen, show its splattered corpse afterwards, and then see his spirit crawl out of his body. You can't just do that to your main character. I mean, still, it's a children's program. You can't just do that. Okay, maybe with Caillou, it's kind of an exception, but still, you can't do this to Knyacki. Oh, thank God, it was just a skit. Oh, phew. You know, you honestly got me really worried because, to be honest, I was starting to really like the little guy.
Knyacki is one of the very few examples of animation that show how simplicity can work very well. While the episodes are just 5 minutes long, they each provide a set of stories that are down to earth, have a very cute charm, filled with creative animation, and deliver a strong feel-good move that leaves its viewers with a smile. It's the animation equivalent of those cute puppy and kitten videos on YouTube. In a way, it's also reminiscent to what Armin does with Shaun the Sheep. It has a simple premise, no dialogue, yet results in a global appeal that anyone around the world can fall in love with his little adventures. My recommendation with this one is that this is the perfect quick cute fix. If you just need 5 minutes of good vibes and to see something adorable, then just pick up a Knyacki episode and you'll be fine. As for a rating, it may be a little thing, but I feel like it deserves an 8 out of 10. It's cute, it's simple, but it's also well made and holds a strong quality that anyone can appreciate.
Now, there is one thing that I would have to confess in terms of making this review. You see, as of 2019, there are only 48 episodes of Knyacki, and I have only seen about more than half of that. Now, yes, I know that it is absolutely terrible of me to go and judge something based only seeing about half of the content that has actually been made. I know, that's just downright stupid even. But the thing is that you gotta keep in mind that what we're talking about is Knyacki, a show that is practically unheard of or nearly unheard of outside of Japan. So from there, my sources are extremely limited. Now, the only way that I could watch any episodes of Knyacki, and the closest thing that I could ever find, is just through episodes that have been uploaded on YouTube. In fact, at the most, there have been about 26 episodes that have been uploaded. Episodes 1 through 27, where apparently the 19th episode ended up getting deleted for some reason or whatever. So that's basically the thing with trying to find all these episodes, because honestly, if you don't live in Japan, you can't. If you want to go see all the other episodes, then at that point, you have to go and be lucky to catch it on television. And that is only if you do have access to Japanese broadcasting. Other than that, good luck finding anything related to Knyacki. But I will say this though, looking back at Knyacki and all those episodes and stuff like that, you know, with the way that the show really is simple and how it does have little nationality attached to it, there's actually very few there that would scream out Japan or anything like that. I'm honestly surprised that Knyacki has yet to actually go global, because I can actually see Knyacki really go big and be popular and resonate with so many different kids all around the world. Like, Knyacki could really be big. But honestly, I don't really think Knyacki would want that. I don't think Knyacki really is something that's looking out for, like, massive fame or worldwide attention or anything like that. All Knyacki wants is just food, a friend to play with, and sleep. Simple as that. And that is why simple really is great. See you later, dudes!
Knyacki, koniu nyoropi. Knyacki, koniu korori. Knyacki, koniu chopichi. Tsun 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 Knyacki, Knyacki, Knyacki Knyacki Knyacki.